This is all we want, right?
We're very simple.
Very simple. We want a man who acts like a man, who's manly, who takes care of things.
Leader.
Ooh, I don't need you to kill an alligator with your hands, but I need to feel so feminine around you because you are so masculine that I can turn my brain off because I know you've got it.
Yeah.
I trust you. I trust your intellect. I trust your character. I trust that I can close my eyes and follow you blindly and I'm going to be happy about where I end up. That's what it's about. We go out. I don't have to use my brain. I don't have to think. You know what I mean? Order the whole thing for us. Take me, plan the thing. Say you tell me where we're going. And we're all set.
I get that this has some appeal, especially since modern women these days are often entitled, aggressive, and masculine. When you see a woman embracing her femininity, it's refreshing, it's attractive. Like, yes, I want to be a strong man, I want to be a leader in my relationship. From my woman, I want to feel that beautiful feminine trust, that submission. I get that that's appealing, but on the other hand, doesn't this just seem like another version of a woman opting out of her responsibilities? Just putting more and more onto the man? I don't know if you picked up on it, but in that clip, this woman said these exact quotes. I can turn my brain off. I can close my eyes and follow you blindly. We go out, I don't have to use my brain. I don't have to think. What I'm going to explore in this video is what is the difference between a woman being submissive and feminine and a woman just being lazy.
I quit at being independent. I don't want to do this shit anymore. This shit is draining. I'm so ready to have a man come into my life and take care of me. My tires popped. 2 of my tires popped. And I'm sitting in my car because I don't know what the fuck to do. Obviously, I know what the fuck to do, but I don't want to do this shit anymore. Like, I'm ready to have someone come into my life and take care of me. This shit is so fucking draining. This independent life, like, I don't want to do this shit anymore. I quit. Because every time something happens, I always have to figure shit out on my own. And I don't want to do that shit anymore.
As women across the West wake up to the fact that they've been lied to by modern feminism, that the childless boss bitch lifestyle that they've been sold doesn't actually bring any happiness, you can expect a number of women wanting to return to traditional lifestyles, exit the rat race, find a man, and then live their soft girl life. You think, great, this is finally the return of femininity. Yeah. Maybe. That might be what's happening, but it's also possible that this is just a wolf in sheep's clothing. We've already seen that play out in the well-known dynamic of a man paying to take a woman on a date, paying for all of her expenses inside a relationship. Now, is that sweet? Is that traditional gender roles? Is that a masculine man taking care of a feminine, submissive woman? Or is it a selfish woman who is cynically taking advantage of the concept of traditional gender roles in order to get free stuff out of a man?
What do you think about this statement? My money is our money, her money is hers.
I agree.
Okay.
I 100% agree.
Why?
Our money is our money, but her money is her money, right? She's earning for herself. But like, oh fuck, no.
You expect a man to protect and provide for you?
Yes.
If a man is expected to provide and protect, shouldn't he have some form of authority over his woman?
No, not at all.
Why?
Our relationship is 50-50.
But it's not 50-50 if his money is our money and your money is yours. That's like 80-20.
Here's the thing, she isn't being feminine and traditional if her idea of submission is just getting free stuff from you, tuning out from any responsibilities and then leaving you to handle all the difficult parts of life. Admittedly, you don't want a woman who is masculine, who is fighting you for control of the relationship, arguing with you all the time, showing you no trust. God, what a nightmare that is. But at the same time, how appealing is it to be with a woman who actually wants to turn her brain off, who wants to take no responsibility, who wants to not think, who just wants to be led around blindly? Even if she's completely compliant, like a slave, and technically you could say, well, that's just masculine, feminine polarity. I mean, really? Is that really the best that we can do? Is that the pinnacle of relationships? Is that the best that we can shoot for how men and women are meant to relate to each other? Where a man takes 100% of the responsibility and does all of the thinking, and the woman just turns her brain off? She empties her mind and just becomes a vessel for his will? Is that really what we want?
My husband is my boss. My husband is number one. If my husband tells me, hey, sit down, I'll sit down. She tells me you can't go out with your friends today. I'm not gonna go out with my friends. She says, hey, go wash this dish for me. I'm gonna go wash a dish for him.
Honestly, that makes me uncomfortable and suspicious of any man who would want his partner to be like a Stepford wife or something out of Handmaid's Tale. And I'm also suspicious of any woman who willingly, like voluntarily, wants to become an NPC. In my 15-year relationship, I don't think I've ever told Emily to do anything. If I wanted to do something for me, I ask her. And you know what? I don't think she's ever said no. We love each other. We support each other. It makes us happy to do nice things for each other. But to make requests instead of giving orders is just basic respect and courtesy. It's acknowledging that your partner is a separate, distinct person. They have their own thoughts, their own desires, and they're worthy of dignity. Personally, I would not want to be in a relationship with a woman who is too lazy to be a distinct person with all the responsibilities and challenges that come with being a human. It's not attractive to me. You might as well just date a sex doll. If a woman approached me and said, marry me and I'll never disagree with you on anything. I'll do everything you say. Life is too hard. I'm tired of thinking. I just want you to pay for everything and decide everything for me. I would not find that desirable. I would think that she's incredibly lazy, and I do not find laziness attractive. I would pity the poor sucker who has to take care of her, because it's worse than raising a child, because at least when you're a parent, raising children, it's done with the expectation that you are encouraging their independence, that one day they're going to leave the nest and be able to take care of themselves. But with a woman like that, you're stuck taking care of her for life. But for some of these modern women, their take on traditional relationships is that the man has to do everything and the woman is entitled to be taken care of indefinitely.
Today on Family Law War Story. 2008, I had this client, 27-year marriage, kids were grown, wife has never worked. Calculation, and it turns out alimony is about $7,000 a month. Asked me, can we fight it? And I said, sure, we can fight anything, but it's likely you're going to lose. To court, I argued and argued, but the judge ordered $7,200 a month in alimony. That week, he sent roses to my office. The note that said, thank you for helping me, but I decided not to divorce her. It's cheaper to keep her.
Gentlemen, if a woman comes into your life claiming to be a traditional woman who believes in submitting to her husband, you need to dig a little bit deeper. Find out exactly what she means. A lot of women want the man to do all of the traditional man things, protect, provide, do all the thinking, take all the responsibility. But when it comes time for her to do the feminine part of a traditional relationship, suddenly she's a feminist. You know, she believes in equality.
Well, in other words, okay, is a man less of a man if he can't change a flat tire?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Is a woman less of a woman if she can't cook a meal from scratch?
We're biased. We're women.
No, that's not a good answer.
Female submission is not an excuse to just be lazy and to just tune out. What I advocate for on this channel is not women absolving themselves of all responsibilities, but a sensible division of labor based on traditional strengths of masculinity and femininity and a cooperation between men and women. For example, in my relationship, if we're going on holiday, this is how we split things up. I do the research on the destination, I book the flights, I book the car, I book the accommodation, I plan the activities, I choose the restaurants. She loves that. It gives her that experience of being taken on a fun adventure. And I like focusing my thinking on all that big picture stuff. That's where my masculine strength lies. All that planning and making decisions, Emily would find that stressful. She could do it. She's very capable, but it's not fun for her in the way that it is for me. She prefers to lean into her feminine strength, which are the small details. The packing, the planning, thinking about what clothes we'll need. What snacks do we need for our daughter? All the little details and planning that I find stressful. The first time we got on an airplane with my daughter, I couldn't believe the amount of thought that Emily had gone into in providing interesting and stimulating activities with her to get her through the flight. Play-Doh, coloring, stickers, fun little circus men that she could play with. Things I just never would have thought of. But do you see, in this division of roles where both of us focusing on our strengths, neither of us gets the luxury of just not thinking. No, we work together, we focus on our strengths. Gender roles isn't an excuse for just one person to be lazy. It's mutual cooperation based on the rational acknowledgement of gender differences. It's fine to do the masculine thing, go to work, be a provider, but you could only consider yourself in a traditional relationship if your wife was at home doing the feminine role.
I'm not gonna lie, don't tell the feminists, but I would rather stay home and cook and clean. I would rather do it. When I tell you I love to cook and clean, just don't tell the feminists. I love to do it, and I love to do it for a man. I do. However, not outside of marriage. Absolutely not. That sounds like hell. But just to see the look on a man's face when you cook him a meal that is so good, you could just tell he's proud. There's just something, I don't know, there's something within me as a woman, maybe it's almost turning 25, that got me thinking, like, this cooking and cleaning thing isn't bad. Like, I just don't understand why women wanted to work. What was the point? Like, there is nothing satisfying about working. A man that takes care of you, a man that provides for you, you don't have to worry about anything, no bills. I will cook and clean all day. Like, what is the complaint? I'm making some fire food tonight. I'm going to serve it, and I'm just enjoying it. Yes, I'm crying over some onions, but is this what we fought for as women? I don't know. I'd rather cry over some onions than cry about a job, that's for sure.
Here's the thing, I don't blame her for not wanting to work. Lots of people hate their jobs. What I like about her is that she's not lazy, she's doing her role. She isn't turning off her brain, she's still thinking, but she's thinking about feminine things. She's still a human being using her mind, and that is an attractive quality. I like women who are capable of thinking, that's sexy to me. But a lot of women are skeptical about talking with women, even their partner, because they think we're just so different. I'm a man, she's a woman, we've got such different interests. Is there really any common ground here? And so the question arises, should you discuss everything with your partner, or are there just some masculine things that there's no point? You're better off just going to speak to your buddies, spending the night with them, and then coming home and having sex. Is there some in between? Where's the sensible place to land? Personally, I'm an advocate for talking about basically everything with your partner, but I think that that's a personal preference. I don't think you have to land there. I explain why in the full-length version of this video, which is available on my Patreon. So if you've ever wondered how much of yourself you should share with your girlfriend, you're really going to like this video. Here on YouTube, I just post shortened, abridged versions of my videos. The longer videos that go into a lot more depth, they're available on my Patreon.